everyone, and welcome back to a new episode with MTG Josh. In today's episode we will be looking at a Kaalia Zenith Seeker deck. So this is a really cool Mardu tribal deck featuring angels, dragons and demons. So she's a 3-mana 3/3 Flying Vigilance, and whenever Kaalia enters the battlefield, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal an angel, a demon and or a dragon from them and put them into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. So it's a very simple ability, but it's a really great way to use all of your favourite dragons, demons and angels that you've accumulated over your time playing Arena. So yeah, part of the fun of this deck is to build it in any way you want. There's so many different ways. I mean, I've gone for the 3 separate creature types here, but you could just completely focus on the angels, for instance. And if that's the case, something like Righteous Valkyrie will really fit well into your shell because it gains life whenever you get an angel or cleric to come in. And then it pumps your whole team if you have 7 life over your starting total, so you can just go all in angels if you really want. And then just keep in mind there are a few cheaper dragons out there as well. You've got 3-mana dragon in Nadar Selfless Paladin. Whenever it enters or attracts you've entered into the dungeon. You've also got Gadrek, which is the 3-mana dragon. But yeah, you want to try and get a lowest curve as possible because Kaalia wants to be an aggro deck. You can build big, have stuff like Demon or Bells Unlock. Obviously, it's going to be a lot slower to get those onto the battlefield. That's why my curve is fairly aggressive. The curve is kind of heavy around 2.5. But yeah, you can build it however you want. And that's why generals like this are really quite unique. You don't have to get funneled into one thing. So yeah, let's see how we do in the games today. And don't forget, if you like my video, hit the like button and subscribe to see more videos like this. We go first against a Valky, God of Lies, and our starting hand is actually quite nice. So we don't have white, but hopefully we don't need it yet. Question is, do we go turn on duress? I think so, because we don't have any turn 2 plays. So let's go straight into the duress and see what we can see. Well, shizzle. I think Davriel's got to be the one here. Very oppressive deck. Seems to be very discard heavy. So next turn they can make a second creature, and then we're going to discard our hand at some point. Ugh, this is going to be pretty rough. So let's go for the temple. Try and find ourselves some white mana. In other situations, that Glorybringer would have been really nice, but Valky comes out to play. So they're going to take our Glorious Protector, which weirdly sounds weird, but yeah, that protects her from being removed. I guess play a mountain and then. Oh, this is pretty rough. Can we play the Sky Code right now? We'll probably need to discard that. So yeah, let's see what the opponent does here. They can make us do so many things that we don't want. Make us sack stuff, discard stuff. So I guess in response we will make them discard a card and we'll kill the Valky. And then we get the Glorious Protector back to hand. Unless they've got some other response. Have they got? Okay. Actually, I feel like I played Gwen before. So discard the rock and the angel. I guess there's nothing to protect, is there? So go for the Fabled Passage. So apologies, Gwen.jpg, if you're another streamer. I'm not familiar with you, but let's see what we can do here. We've got double black, double red. I guess we need double white. So let's go for that. Come on, Kaalia should be able to get us at least one extra card. Well, she's not going to survive very long, that's for sure. Making us get rid of the rock. Okay. Play the land. Go for the Kaalia. Let's see if she gets us anything. Nightmare Shepherd. Yeah, that's better than nothing, I guess. I feel like we're going to lose the Kaalia here to the Demon's Disciple. It's a shame we don't have the Shepherd out, because then we could have just got Kaalia to come back in and re-trigger. Agonizing Remorse. Wowzers. They went really deep on the old hand disruption. And here comes the Disciple. Yeah, I'm not sure what I think about the hand removal side, because Valky doesn't necessarily care about discarding. Like, it can exile a creature and then become it, and then the other side doesn't really care about discarding either. So it's an interesting build going for the discard. But I think if you want to go discard, then I guess Davriel Mono Black or Nicol Bolas, I reckon. That's what I'd normally say anyway. So do we go for Kaalia again or Nightmare Shepherd? I think the Shepherd, because if they have a way to make us discard 2, then we need to discard 1. Okay, sacking a creature again. So it's basically just loads of kill spells, isn't it? So let's go for the Kaalia then. Do we get a hit? Wowzers! Angel and a dragon. Cool. That's a nice hit. So getting the Shadric Silverquill out would be nice. Do they have another kill spell? Quite possibly. So next turn they can go for Valky. Oh, they can go just straight up Valky now. Wowzers. So I guess they want to steal the Shadrics and become that, or maybe the Eradicator Valkyrie. That's interesting. That is interesting. Okay, so go for the Valkyrie. So maybe next turn we could get a trigger with this guy. So they could spend their whole turn becoming a Shadrix. But if they choose to trigger, we're going to get one of the abilities. And when you're behind, giving someone any of those abilities is pretty bad. Okay, so here we go. Not even during combat. Yeah. But I guess the trigger is at the beginning of combat. Okay, that makes sense, because the trigger happens at the beginning of combat. Let me guess, they're going to draw one? Oh, interesting. Are they going to go for the... Okay. Yep, that does make sense, because that means I can't get rid of it with the Valkyrie. So I guess we can swing in with everything. And then I can do this whenever, can't I? So if they don't block, it's fine. If they do block, it's fine. So this has flying lifelink. Okay, that's cool. So that is unfortunate the way this works. But I have to do this now because I want to recast Kaalia. Okay, yeah, that is a shame. They did the perfect thing there, yeah. Making that extra guy basically saved them. Godfarer's statue, that's going to be a pain in the ass. What do they choose this time then? Ah, oh, yeah. Stealing our Shadrix there was pretty brutal, actually. Going in for the attack. Okay, let's see if we can get out of this pickle then. Orcus. Does Orcus do anything for us here? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm continuously haunted by this Gift of Estates. So how much is this going to have to cost to do anything? 9? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this will be able to wipe the field, so I think we're going to have to do this. Or maybe it's better to gain some life first. Yeah, because Righteous Valkyrie lets us gain life because of the Kaalia. So I think we stall a bit because the longer they have the Shadrix out, the longer they don't get their Valky God of Lies back. Okay, and they don't have lifelink. They can keep making blockers, I guess. We'll see what they give us here. Letting us draw, wowzers. Okay, so now they're getting really big defensive stats. So now this is getting out of hand. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I think we have to swing in first and then use Orcus afterwards. Yeah, it's surprising how Shadrix is actually really keeping us back. Yeah, so yeah, we might as well go full whack just in case they have some way to. Bear with me a sec. So let's get that right. So x equals 6, right? Oh, okay, so because of the tax, right? Okay, so x equals 4. Then I guess it's just going to be enough. So yeah, it's lucky that they blocked that way. The Godfrey statue is kind of brutal as well. Just yeah, keeping us from casting 2 spells a turn. Their general costs either 6 or 11. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Waste not. Do they have a way to make us discard? Okay, so they're going to go for Valky. Steal the Shadrix again. Right. Yeah, this is getting close. Swords, that definitely does it. Oh, actually no. We'll do it when they activate it. So we'll swing in first. So the idea is we want to make them waste 5 mana. And yeah, we'll go for the Mind Stone. And then in their turn, if they choose to go for the Shadrix, we will Swords. And hopefully they don't have a way to prevent us doing this. Oh, so they have a Foretold spell. Okay, so this should be a good window here. Especially now they only gain 2 life as well. So that was a really good pickup from us there. And us getting the Shadrix back is going to be viable as well. Now, they have something Foretold, so. And yeah, I'm not going to crack the Mind Stone just because our spells cost so much. Immerstone Predator. But yeah, I want to go for the Shadrix here. Because I don't want them to steal it yet again. And what do we go for? I think we'll draw a card and make them put a counter on their non-existent creatures. So we'll draw and they get the counters. So Shadrix versus an empty field is actually pretty sweet. The downside comes in if they steal a good thing with the Valky, but they won't be able to cast it in the same turn just because Valky costs 12. Well, the Planeswalker side costs 12, but the front side costs 8, I guess. Which is still a lot when you consider it's a 2 mana general normally. 1 top, 1 bottom, that's scary. They found something. And they haven't got enough mana to cast their Valky either. Do they have a kill spell perhaps? If near Deadlands. So by doing that, it actually makes it harder for them to cast their general, so that's fine. We're still going to be hitting them for 3. Shoals. There's me saying Shoal Satter again. Okay, so let's swing in. And then I think I want to go for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana. So I've got 6 and 5. Okay, let's go for Varragoth. We definitely don't want our opponent to cast off Varragoth here. And then we'll pass the opponent. If we get to swing with this, this is going to be really cool. Because we'll put a good card on top, and then we might be able to draw it with the Mind Stone. So they have their own Orcus. Well, that sucks. But they do lose life doing this. And we might as well Soul Shatter then. Yep, that is a shame. Good thing we didn't actually go for the Immerstone there, because it would have actually killed the Immerstone Predator. Annoyingly. Vanishing Verse. Okay. Okay. Let's go for Kaalia once again. So the opponent will be able to see our hand once again. However, we have a Vanishing Verse. And we get an Angel and a Demon. Fantastic. Okay. Baneslow Angel could be good, but they're going to see the Vanishing Verse in my hand. So they're not going to be able to cast the Angel that they definitely want to steal for the lifelink. Yep. So yeah, this Godfather statue has definitely been a huge annoyance. Right. And yep, I think we'll go for the Predator now. Something with Indestructible at this point is useful. So they try and kill Kaalia. We can sack it with the Predator. Our hand is so stacked and we can only do one thing and turn it. So sad. Do they have an answer? Do they have a board wipe or an exile? Terror of the Peaks. Yikes, that's scary. They're going to need another blocker or a kill spell. Okay, let's see what they got. Extinction event. So that's odds, evens, odds. Alright, let's just swing in. We will exile Demon's Disciple, I guess. What have we got here? Rotten Reunion. Okay. 2 damage. What's... Okay. Does it have flashback? It does have flashback. Well, this is interesting. So they get 4 damage comes in here. Okay, so now we have to sack the Kaalia, which wasn't going to get through anyway. And I guess by doing this, this means that yeah, so now they have to block it with Terror of the Peaks. That was definitely a really cool bit of tech, though. And I guess we go for the Baneslow Angel here. And the Arcane Signet. Okay, so they're gonna need something special. I mean, that was pretty awesome what they just did. But do they have a okay? Do they have anything else? Anything else left in the tank? Anything else? Well, I have to say that was a really good game. I really did enjoy that. So cool. Thanks for that game, Gwen.jpg. We go first against an Athreos Shroudveiled, so they're going to be a white-black control shell with a lot of kill spells. Starting hand is fairly decent, and whatever they kill of ours, as long as it has a coin counter on it, they get it back. So that is definitely a scary ability, triggered ability, and it only is a creature if they have devotion to 7. So it's going to be very tough to get rid of. Unknowingly, we didn't have the double black for Sign and Blood there. Arcane Signet. So I think we're going to save the Banishing... Ah, Thoughtseize. Not going to save anything, am I? Thougtseize. Jeez. Hate this card. I use it myself, but only to stop enemy combos. Yes, feels terrible getting hit by that. I guess we go seize the spoils here. Get rid of the dragon. Do a bit of ramp. Okay. Lady and Mirrors. We've got 3, 4, 5, 6. So we don't have any creatures out. So who really cares what they're saying there? Actually, if we go for Linvala, they can't actually use Lady and Mir, can they? Activated abilities of creatures your opponents control. Yeah. So it doesn't say apart from mana abilities. So yeah, they're gonna have to kill Linvala in order to use the Palladium Mirror. Edgar. Oh, that's interesting. Like a vampire-y build. Ooh, this is absolutely brutal. 2 damage. Well, I simply have to do this now. Yeah. So let's try and destroy and 2 damage. So destroy artifact and 2 damage. Ooh, ooh, brutal. That was 3 mana I took off them. And yeah, let's go for Kaalia. That's certainly slowed them down. Glorious Protector is a nice hit as well. And they don't have flying, so we might as well swing in. And I'm happy to take a few hits from Edgar. If he dies, he just flips into his coffin anyway, and it makes more vampires. He's a pretty old dude, isn't he? Although it's weird how he looks like he's aged like 30 years since the last time I saw him. I guess the last time he was printed was on the Commander card, and that was... maybe that depicted him a long time ago. So let's swing in. I find it hard to believe the opponent has nothing to do. So I'm going to pass because I've got Glorious Protector. And if they try and kill either of my guys, I'm just going to flash this in and protect my guys. So yeah. Flash in the Protector. We will choose to keep the exile of Kaalia. Move it to command zone, decline that. So when Glorious Protector dies, Kaalia comes back. So it's a win-win situation, really. And yeah, we'll take 4. No need to block that yet. And if I was going to block it... Ah, that's intriguing. So it was actually for the best that I didn't block. Unfortunately, we missed, which is quite sad, considering we have 30 creatures. Yeah, I think we need to get some lands here. Let's go for Moonveil Regent. Start swinging in. So opponent is still 2 mana off casting their Athreos.
I bring my
Cavalier of Night. Well, isn't that convenient? Oh dear. Right, so now they've got a 4/5 lifelink. And this guy does 3 damage to the face. It's pretty sweet. So what can we do here? We have some nice answers. I guess... So what's the maths? Screw it, let's just do it. Who cares? 3 black. Let's go for the Lyra Dawnbringer. And we can even go for the Emberstone Predator. Swing for 3. So they kind of they need another board wipe, I think. And our lifelink first strike works really well against the Cavalier because we hit it first, they don't gain life. Do they have another board wipe? Exile, kill spell, because they're going to need it. We even have the Cave of the Frost Dragon to deal 3 flying damage. So they basically need a board wipe. And even if they do have a board wipe, we can protect our Emberstone Predator by sacking another creature. Sweet. So yeah, that was very lucky. And I think that was all down to the Kurgan's command there. Brutal card. Tergrid, mono black discard shell. And it is unfortunate that I have to constantly face these kind of decks, but here we go. Let's see if I can defeat any of them. Maze Mind Tome is going to be quite good here if we can start drawing versus the discard effects. So here comes Duress, and they even have enough to pay the extra so we don't draw a card. And they just, yeah, they can just rip our hand to shreds here, which is quite unfortunate. So we'll choose to draw the Maze Mind Tome after their turn has ended, so we don't give them another option. The amount of times I play Esper Sentinel and I never get a card is crazy, compared to when the opponent always seems to get hits whenever they have an Esper Sentinel. But we get one, but it dies to the Elspeth's Nightmare, which is annoying. So they're going to be able to get our Gift of Estates here, or our Shadow Spear. At least we could play the land. Well, I guess we get Kaalia and maybe play the Shadow Spear. So we hit, we miss with the Kaalia, which is quite a shame. And yeah, so they're going to be able to discard our Gift of Estates. They're still a couple turns away from casting Tergrid. Yeah, it's always quite depressing facing a discard deck because it hits you before you can even do anything. Making us discard 2 cards. Okay, so I guess we'll go for the 2 creatures because at least Varagoth we can control. We maybe draw on top. Moonveil Regent. That's actually a pretty sweet card. Lets us draw. So we kind of lucked out in that the opponent didn't get the 4th land there, so they still couldn't cast Tergrid. So they would have been able to cast Tergrid here. But I've mentioned this in a previous video that the way Tergrid works is by the time they get to turn 5 or 6, they don't have any cards left to make us discard, so Tergrid kind of feels numbo-ish. So let's draw a card here just in case we get a land, because that would be useful. No land, but we can equip and swing. I mean, it's 9 damage, nothing to sniff at. It's, you know, close to lethal. Next turn, maybe if we can cast one of these spells, we can draw some more cards. Let's sell Freebooter. So they've got rid of the removal spell. And yeah, I guess that's the downside with discard. If you don't have any way to utilise discarding, then it's just you're kind of just stalling, I guess. Yeah, moving on to the next game. We go first against a Nicol Ferragod. This is going to be tough. They're probably going to have ways to dismantle the cards in our hand. Unpleasant matchup. We do have 2 ways to deal with it. I might use the Seize the Spoils to discard the Wrath of God here. But we'll see. It is 7 mana to get Nicol Bolas out, but once they do, it's pretty rough. Okay, so let's Seize the Spoils here, get rid of the Wrath of God. I know they have an Ornithopter, but it's still only +1, I need 7. Okay, so what do we do first? Play the tap land. And maybe the Signet. Okay, and then we can try, I guess we could try Kaalia. We'll try to apply some pressure, see if we can resolve it. Whirlwind Denial, okay, fine. Okay, so they keep hitting the land drops, which is bad. Sedgemoor Witch, that's going to be a way to... So they've got 4, 5, 6 mana. Yeah, this is an issue. Do we go for ramp? Yeah, let's go for some ramp here. And a blocker. Right, okay, so 4, 5, 6. One more mana, they can cast the bolus. So it's tapped. But they get Ugin. Right. Destroying that, okay. Yep. Okay, so we get gift. That's not too bad. So, I don't know why we keep getting gift today. This is like the third game I've got gift. So do we care about this Ugin or do we care about the bolus more? I guess we can do both, can't we? Yeah, so get the ECD out. Use it on the Ugin. It exiles it, which is nice. So they could go for this bolus now, and then uptick to maybe get a free spell from our deck. Yeah, it's a strong one. Let's see what they do. They might make us exile 2 cards. The options are plentiful. They can deal 7 damage to something. Okay. So they get a Glorious Protector. So, annoyingly, it looks like our Wrath of God kind of would have been handy at this point. Oh well. I didn't expect so many creatures. Okay, so when ECD phase 3 goes off, we will be getting something back. Getting rid of that is useful for now. So here I could go for Kaalia, I guess. We get, yeah, Lyra is okay. And go for the Tapland. So it's horrible facing a Planeswalker general because there's just so much value they get from this. Double vision, that's very scary. So the attacking with the menace makes sense. We get an angel back. I guess we'll cast an angel. Gain some life. We'll go for more things, I guess, to just draw us more cards. Let's see what we get here. Banishing Light could be useful. Tempting to keep the land in hand, just in case they attempted to... Or maybe I should just... Yeah, we'll just play it. We kind of need to... we need to get more lands out just to cast more things. If they board wipe here, we lose everything, so do they. But they go for bolus. Do they exile or go for free spell? Probably free spell, right? If I had 2 cards in my hand, then it makes more sense to... So they get a Magda, which is fine. It's all good. So it's not looking too bad. We have quite the flying army here. We almost have enough to just kill bolus. So I mean, we could banish in like the Glorious Protector, and then swing in at bolus. Maybe that's more effective. Let's see if they have got a Pact of Negation. No. So let's go for the Glorious Protector. And then now we can alpha in at bolus, take him out. So this never happened on War with Spark, but it's happening now. Sweet, okay. So flyers are great. Let's Sun and Blood ourselves. Doom Scourge. Oh, this is nice. So we're going to force them to attack. And... Yep, let's pass the turn. So they're going to have to attack. Obviously, they can just tap the Ornithopter for mana. Archmage Emeritus. So the battle is far from over. Now, when they attack with Magda, they get a treasure. So that's one step closer to casting the bolus. But I think I want to kill the Sedgemoor Witch because it has Menace, and they will be able to kill one of our guys. But yeah, the germs, sorry, the weird creatures they get in when they cast instants is quite annoying. Right. Do we get any more angels? That would be useful. Fable Passage. Play the passage here. So, in a sec, I'm just going to quickly calculate how much bonus. 8, 9, 10, 11, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they can recast Nicol Bolas. So I guess all we can do for now is swing in. It's pretty good. So there are 8, so they do need to board wipe here. Let's draw a card with the tome. Path of Peril. So, now this is interesting. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So if I Path of Peril, kill all the small guys on their team. Go for the Maze Mighty Tome. Alright, let's see what they do. Obviously a board wipe still really hurts us here. Maybe playing the Predator would have been good, because then it would have been indestructible if I could sack another thing. Hall of Storm Giants, so they're going to try and swing in with their team. Interesting, okay. So they're going for just the swing. That means they have nothing in their hand useful, I guess. Yeah, that was pretty lucky. Killing the mana rocks there was decisive in that victory, I think. If you enjoyed watching this video, why not try some of my other videos on my channel? And don't forget to support me by hitting the like and subscribe button for more content like this.